What's good, YouTube, man? Today we're gonna get straight into it. We're gonna do a reaction. 10 most dangerous attacks in the Amazon jungle. So yeah, let me see who made this vid. World List, yeah, y'all shout out to them, man. Y'all go check this video out on their page. We're gonna leave their page in the description below. But yeah, let's get straight to it.
Poor girl in its jaws to a boat capsizing with a mysterious monster attacking everyone under the water. Here are 10 of the wildest attacks from the Amazon jungle.
Just a little bit.
Believe it or not, the black caiman is often considered to be the deadliest of all the predators in South America, responsible for more attacks on humans than bull sharks, anacondas, or even jaguars. Black caimans are huge, and there are at least 6 species of them living throughout Brazil. They're much smaller than saltwater crocs, but can still grow to be upwards of 10 feet long. The black caiman is still big and strong enough to take on human prey. Take this case study published in Wilderness and Environmental Medicine back in 2011, for example, in which a young child was eaten by one of these ferocious beasts. The incident occurred when 7 children were bathing in a remote river near their village in the Rondonian state in Brazil. That's deep in the jungle. They were having a great time, but the caiman attacked the children, managing to grasp an 11-year-old girl in its deadly jaws. Luckily, a fisherman was nearby and helped the rest of the children to safety, but it was too late for the little girl. He said that he saw the reptile with a girl trapped in the mouth, but that soon disappeared. Her body wasn't recovered for a full day, until police and other members of the community could successfully track the animal down. The study verified this report and confirmed that injuries caused by caimans have a similar clinical profile to those of sharks.
Did she die?
Potentially large wounds, blood loss, and secondary bacterial infections. They'll sneak up slowly, using their camouflage to get close. And you can imagine that the shrieking children in the water having fun helped it out. The study says that an attack by one of these animals is almost always fatal,
tall grass, bro, and water, bro.
Because they average length is 4 meters.
Snake,
its 70 to 80 teeth suitable for clamping down on its prey add to the force of the jaw and prevent any reaction from the victim.
Or some shit like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't go close to that environment. I ain't gonna lie.
Number 9. Bitten on purpose. Coyote Peterson is one of the most insane wildlife experts in the world. Just last year, this guy went into the Amazon jungle and was deliberately attacked by bullet ants. In case you didn't already know,
video, bro.
Bullet ants have the most painful sting out of any insect in the world, delivering excruciating pain
on purpose,
that lasts up to 24 hours.
Just
people who have gotten attacked by these merciless insects
have
described the pain as on par with being shot with a gun. Hence where
feels like getting shot like a gun.
And despite knowing full well how menacingly dangerous these ants are, Coyote Peterson went into the jungle and filmed himself getting bitten on the arms, and then falling to the ground and rolling around in pain while the venom pumped into his bloodstream. This guy is clearly an absolute lunatic, and at 39 years old, he's already made dozens of videos of himself getting bitten by other nightmarish creatures. But this was definitely the worst.
Look at that, bro.
Considering that a bullet ant can produce a neurotoxic venom that's 30 times more painful than a bee sting. This is definitely one attack no normal person would willingly sign up for. So would you let yourself get bitten or stung on purpose? Please let me know in the comments below. And before we continue, I just want to say thanks for checking out the channel. Don't forget
Number 8.
At least 70 people were brutally injured during a horrific piranha attack in a river in Argentina back in 2013. Forever dispelling the theory that piranhas are dangerous. Piranhas
I thought they had
are in fact very dangerous animals and are capable of taking down huge groups of people with their vampire-like teeth. This attack happened deep in the jungle, about 186 miles from Buenos Aires. It was on a particularly hot day when the people on vacation decided to cool off in the nearby river.
That's why I don't trust
and that was when disaster struck. A young girl lost part of her finger. Dozens of swimmers suffered injuries to their ankles and hands. And the piranhas responsible for this savage attack were described as being the size of small dogs, with big and sharp teeth and a whole lot of energy. And this wasn't even the first time there was a mass attack perpetrated by hungry piranhas. In 2008, 40 swimmers were hurt during a similar attack. And then, just 1 month after the 70 people were swarmed by these voracious fish, the Daily Mail reported another attack that caused 10 people to suffer similar injuries, with at least one boy almost losing his middle toe from a piranha bite. And yes, fatalities are pretty rare when it comes to piranhas, These fish will definitely do some serious damage, and you better hope you're not alone when it happens.
Wow.
Number 7. Savage shark attack. Not all of the worst animal attacks happen in the Brazilian rainforest. Some of them also occur off the coast of Brazil.
Oh yeah, this
like
is
the
all
recent
fucking
horrifying
Amazon
incident
jungle.
when a
Dang.
tiger shark attacked an 18-year-old kid by ripping off his leg and his private parts. Ouch. This was one of the most brutal shark attacks in recent memory, and the poor kid actually passed away because of his grave injuries. The young man was immediately taken by ambulance to the nearest hospital, but he suffered 2 heart attacks on his way there. Then he had to undergo a 3-hour operation, in which doctors chopped off his left leg and tried to reattach the veins to his boy organs. But unfortunately, he died anyway just a few hours later. According to the director general at the hospital, the boy lost way too much blood. He suffered hypovolemic shock, and there was nothing they could do to stop him from passing away.
That's crazy.
Create a professional logo that
We just
best
act like this
reflects
ain't
your
going, man.
brand.
It's gonna be cut out the video, so.
Just go to Wix.
Number 6. Anaconda terrorizers. While trying to capture an anaconda in the jungles of Venezuela,
Man,
a team of scientists came under attack. The enormous snake did not appreciate the scientists trying to pull it out of the
How
river,
big that shit
where it had
is.
just been minding its own business. The snake didn't attack them while they were on their boat, but it definitely did some damage when the 3 scientists waded into the water and grabbed a hold of it. The anaconda was big enough that it could have easily swallowed one of the men whole if it had.
You're not supposed to mess with that thing.
That's not real, bro.
Yes, it is.
That can't be real.
The anaconda was big enough that it could have easily swallowed one of the men whole if
I
it
would
had been
never
given the
try to-
opportunity.
Wow.
The men were quick and grabbed a hold of the wriggling serpent. But that didn't stop the
Serpent?
anaconda from biting down on one of the scientists' hands.
How
An
big
act
is
that
that?
could easily mean losing a few fingers or even the entire appendage. The bite from an anaconda
Bro, that
may
shit
not
looks
be
like a
venomous, but
dinosaur,
considering
bro.
how huge its teeth are, it can still be deadly.
It looks
In
like
this
a
particular
dinosaur.
case, the anaconda managed to get its fang right through the scientist's finger, and that was only the start of his misery. He then had to get his hand out of the snake's mouth, which is easier said than done. An anaconda's fangs
Look
curve
at that
inwards,
shit.
meaning trying to pull his
That
hand out
mouth
of the
just
snake's
look
mouth would only rip
crazy.
his hand up even worse. He actually had to push his hand deeper into the snake's mouth to unhook himself from its curved fang. He got away with his life this time, but only because of sheer luck. Number 5. Deadly arrows.
All right, here we
The most
go.
dangerous animal living in the Amazon jungle is actually the human being. Back in 2020, the BBC reported the tragic killing of a Brazilian official who had stumbled upon a secluded indigenous
Like-
tribe deep in the dense jungles of
Oh
Brazil.
my
And
god.
ended up being
Hold up. Deadly arrows?
20.
Like-
The BBC reported the
This
tragic
is last year, bro.
killing of a
They got-
Brazilian
they
official
still got-
who had stumbled upon a secluded indigenous tribe deep in the dense jungles of Brazil
That's wild.
and ended up being murdered by a hail of arrows.
That's wild.
Rieli Franciscato was monitoring the tribe as part of his job, working for the Brazilian government's indigenous agency, when they ambushed him and fired upon him with their primitive arrows. Because the indigenous group was so secluded from the rest of the world, they had no way of knowing if Rieli was friend or foe when he approached. And so they did what frightened animals would usually do when they attacked. Eyewitness reports claim that when Rieli and his team of police approached the indigenous group, they opened fire. Everyone attempted to take shelter behind the nearby vehicle, but Rieli was a little too slow. He took an arrow straight to his chest and he died at the scene. As for this tribe of isolated humans,
It's not
they're
playing.
known as the Cotero River Isolated Group. The tribe is in deep trouble because of ranchers and loggers moving closer into their territory, making them a whole lot less secluded. And likely this won't be the last attack we see in the coming years by this tribe on encroaching outsiders.
They trying to
Number 4,
protect that
Saved
shit.
by Monkeys. A Chilean tourist named Maykul Corosio Lacuna recently went camping in Bolivia, only to spend 9 days lost and starving in the Amazon rainforest in what became one of the most incredible survival stories of the century.
9
This guy
days in
went
the
out from his
fucking
tent at night and
rainforest,
got
bro.
lost, and then spent 9 long days being bitten and attacked by insects that poisoned his mind with their venom. He literally went crazy from being attacked by ants, mosquitoes, and all kinds of other things that creep and crawl. But
I don't
what's
think I'd
truly
last a
incredible
day out there.
is that according to Maykul himself,
No, I'd last a
the reason
day.
he survived
But, like, once night
was because
came,
a group of
I wouldn't
monkeys
last,
led
bro.
him to the
Once
jungle path.
night came, bro.
The mosquitoes would tear me alive.
Imagine like having to start a fire, bro.
towards
stupid ass
camp,
animal coming up to
dropping
you.
fruit out of the
Whoa,
trees
what?
every day
Crazy.
for him to
Monkey
feed
coming
on.
up to
While
you.
the insects were attacking him from below, the monkeys were helping him from above. However, not everybody believes his story. He may have been so dehydrated and malnourished and poisoned due to all the insect stings that he hallucinated the whole monkey business. Then again, there really could be a group of angelic monkeys living in the trees and helping him back to safety. Whatever the case, Maycool made a full recovery and returned home with a very exciting experience to tell his friends about.
Nah, exciting experience to tell your friends.
Ed Stafford, a former British Army officer and experienced explorer, became the first person ever to walk the full length of the Amazon River back in 2010. And according to the man himself,
What are you doing? You've already made it this far into the video. Why haven't you liked the video? Why haven't you commented? And why haven't you subscribed yet? Just curious. Y'all go do that. Peace.
he encountered at least 400 snakes and lived to tell the tale. He has a show on Discovery Channel called Left 4 Dead, where he is dropped in dangerous locations and then has to survive. One particular snake that he met was an Amazon pit viper, one of the most venomous snakes in the entire world.
Imagine seeing that. Like, that should be in your backyard, bro. Thank you.
I'll take off. Quick.
This snake injects its victims with a type of hemiotoxic venom, which can make a person bleed from their hair follicles, their fingernails, and even from their eyeballs. He says the important thing to remember whenever you come across something dangerous is not to panic. And while he managed his whole adventure without ever being attacked by a snake, not everyone is so lucky. There was a case report back in 2007 when a 43-year-old man was bit right above his right heel by a speckled forest pit viper. According to the case report, after being bitten, the man walked a short distance through the Brazilian jungle to get help. He was eventually taken to the nearest hospital in the north of the country. And even though he suffered great pain and swelling, he lived through the experience. And despite pit vipers being so dangerous, this was actually the first authenticated case of someone ever being bitten by one. Number 2, deadly Amazon fish attack.
Wow.
In 1981, one of the worst maritime disasters unfolded in the history of the Amazon, resulting in a tremendous loss of life when a riverboat named the Sobral Santos II capsized and a mysterious monster attacked and killed an estimated 320 people in the water. Note this attack. Until extreme angler Jeremy Wade from the hit show River Monsters went into the jungle to investigate. He traveled to the Amazonian port town of Óbidos in Brazil,
they got
where
crazy
local
shit out
people
there.
believed that man-eating piranhas were responsible for the deadly attack in 1981. However, after completing his investigation, Jeremy Wade determined that it had likely been a horde of paraba, not piranha, and red-tailed catfish that had killed all of these people. But maybe even with the help of black piranhas and other small carnivorous river fish. He theorized that the large red-tailed catfish pulled the struggling victims under the water with their huge and powerful jaws, drowning them. Once the people were floating dead in the water, the piranhas and the rest of the carnivorous fish picked apart their bodies until nothing remained but their bones. Number 1, jaguar encounters. Jaguars tend to be extremely elusive animals. Almost nobody actually gets attacked by a jaguar in the Amazon forest. These animals are too big, too stealthy, and too smart to go anywhere near humans. Yet, when Yoshi Ginsberg got trapped for 3 weeks in the Amazon jungle back in 1981, he came face to face with this legendary jungle cat. The story of Yoshi is quite complicated, but basically he traveled into the Amazon part of Bolivia with a few friends, got separated from them, and then he got lost. Yoshi then survived drowning, venomous snake attacks, starvation, and a brief episode of insanity. His survival has been called a miracle, and there have even been books and films made about his intense adventures. One of the scariest moments throughout his 3 weeks lost in the jungle was when Yossi witnessed a jaguar standing directly in front of him late at night, ready to pounce on the poor, starving tourist. The big cat was about to attack, and Yossi would have certainly been mauled to death if he hadn't gone fast and improvised a flamethrower by holding a flame in front of his insect repellent spray can and firing it at the animal. The jaguar ran away, and Yossi was left to struggle through the Amazon on his own, until eventually he was rescued by his friend, who came searching for him in a riverboat. Thanks for watching. Have you ever come face to face?
Wow. Hey, that video was crazy as fuck, but I feel like most of that shit was fake. I'm not gonna lie, but like it was still like, it was still like interesting.
What would be the worst, bro? Like besides the jaguar, bro? Obviously, like I would say probably the fucking pit viper.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Either the pit viper or like the shit in the water, bro. Like
yeah, piranhas and that the catfish that drug the people down, bro. Hell no.
Imagine a fish like biting you and you can't get up and you know you're finna die. Like bro. I don't even know what to do. Like, well, you can't do nothing, obviously, but that's just a wild way to die.
All those people are down bad, going on tourist trips.
Yeah.
Tourist trips and getting lost somehow for 3 weeks and surviving. That's crazy. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's the 10 most dangerous attacks in the Amazon jungle, man. Y'all make sure to hit that subscribe button. Y'all comment what y'all want us to react to.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty good video, but yeah.
For sure.
Y'all stay tuned, man.